This is a Glitterball podcast. Before we get into today's episode, please remember I'm judging these housemates based solely off of an edit and not as total people. Please don't send them any hate, it's just a game show. It's only day 3 and it's time to kick somebody out. Welcome to our very first eviction episode of our 2016 recap. The house is already starting to fracture and someone's gotta go. So we have a lot to talk about. From Glitterball, this is He's Always Watching, a Big Brother podcast. Hello Fishbowl friends and welcome to another episode of our 2016 recap, and this time it's our first eviction. We have Christina, Nancy and Winston up for eviction and one of them has got to go. But it's an eviction with a twist. So we have a lot to unpack, but first, the house is starting to fracture even more. We've seen an argument over red wine and, well, an argument over a task. We're going to break that down as well. It's pretty wild to me that we are seeing sparks fly this quickly. I mean, we've already seen Angie call Jonathan a obnoxious American. We've seen her really give Winston a good going over after what happened, which we'll come to soon. And I think this next round of nominations, if indeed they are a full house nominations, is going to be very interesting. But first, we need to get rid of somebody, and we need to talk about that task. So look, let's just get the task out the way, because the less time I have to talk about that, the better. So this task was supposed to be a simple align the celebrity to their headline. We've learnt some interesting and maybe in some cases not so savoury things about our celebrities from this task. We learnt that David Guest got up to no good in middle school, allegedly. And we learnt that Angie was late to her own wedding because of a threesome. Welcome to the Channel 5 era of Celebrity Big Brother, everyone. There is so much here to unpack because apparently Stephanie also went out with a member of One Direction. If this isn't 2016, I don't know what is. So, that of course brings us to Winston, who unfortunately, his headline was that gay adoption was, how do I put this for YouTube? He wasn't a fan of gay adoption. Is I think how we're going to put that for YouTube. If you've seen the episode, you know what I mean. If not, Google it, because this was really uncomfortable, especially playing in front of John Partridge's face like that. I was like, what are we doing? No, I find this very interesting in the day and age we are now, and I'm trying to not look at the series like that this time around, but there is some definite parallels, I think, or correlations to be drawn, but we're going to leave that alone. This was deeply uncomfortable because you could see the whole house was like, what are you talking about? And the fact that he didn't really try to either walk back the comment, really defend the comment to a great deal, and just kind of said, I said what I said, the press twisted it, but then wasn't answering the rest of the house's questions. I was like, no, abort. This is not a good idea. And this was deeply uncomfortable viewing and very bad timing given that there was eviction looming, because people were going to see that and it was obviously going to cause him to be removed from the house. However, speaking of removal from the house, I wonder if it would have been that long until Big Brother would have removed Winston from the house, because we saw Winston get his formal warning from Big Brother about his behaviour towards some of the women in the house. And his reaction, I was like, are you really going to talk back to Big Brother in a moment like this? We've seen it a few times across the years, but it never fails to shock me. Because a lot of the times when either celebrities or just housemates get a formal warning, you kind of see them go, oh, okay, went too far, sorry about that. But this was, how dare you correct me? How dare you say anything to me? And referring to the bedroom as a shop floor, I was like, oh no. No, we don't need this. So I do wonder if Winston hadn't been given the boot, and we'll get to how we got there in a second. If he hadn't been given the boot, how long would it have been before his behaviour got him removed anyway? After the break, Fishbowl friends, we're going to talk about that house vote and an incredibly awkward eviction interview. I'll see you in just a second. Welcome back, Fishbowl friends. Shall we talk about a group vote? Which is really quite simple, if I'm honest. And then also a not so simple eviction interview. Ugh. But let's do the vote first. We had a very easy peasy vote, with Nancy only receiving one vote, meaning Winston got the rest of them. It was very clear that his answer for the task really set the cat amongst the house pigeons, but certainly a way to pressure test our new house as a group by making them all vote one out. Very harsh, Big Brother. Very, very harsh. That, of course, meant Winston was heading home, but not before an incredibly awkward eviction interview with Emma. Props to Emma Willis. She really did try to hold Winston's feet to the metaphorical fire, but it wasn't going nowhere. It was like pushing a boulder uphill, and I really felt for Emma in this moment, because he was just kind of trying to relate everything to boxing, or trying to be like, I said what I said. I haven't watched Bit on the Side, but I can imagine that would have been even more excruciating. So I did feel for Emma, but I think she handled it pretty well. In the end, I think you could kind of get the sense she was just like, please, let this be over with. We only have a few minutes. Let's just get through it. And you could see she was very glad to have that eviction interview done. But with that, Winston and his boxing career have left the Big Brother ring, and we are on to a brand new week. Yes, it is time for another round of nominations and whatever else Big Brother throws at his new celebrity playthings, or not so new, seeing as it's a rewind. Thank you for being here. I will see you very soon for even more 2016 flavoured celebrity chaos. Whatever else can Big Brother throw at these housemates? Well, whatever it is, we will unpack it in the next episode. Please come and say hello over on socials at He's Always Watching Pod, or you can come and say hello over on the YouTube channel, or leave a comment on Spotify as well. Thank you for being here. Please look after yourselves, and in the meantime, remember, Big Brother's not the only one who's always watching. See you soon!